Hey, my name is Steve. Today we are going to talk about a story, The Wolves of Cernogratz. I am going to be the narrator of this story.
Legends attached to castle?
There are legends always hanging out about this old places. In this case there is a story that when anyone dies in the castle, all the dogs in the village and the wild beasts in the forest howl the night long. It would no be pleasant to listen to, would it?
Be weird and romantic.
Anyhow, it isn't true. Since we bought the place we have had proof that nothing of the sort happens. When the old mother-in-law died last springtime we all listened, but there was no howling. It is just a story that lends dignity to the place without costing anything.
The story is not as you have told it, said Emily, the grey old governess. Everyone turned and looked at her in astonishment. She was used to sitting silent and prim and faded in her place at the table, never speaking unless someone spoke to her, and there were few who did. Today,
it is not when anyone dies in the castle that the howling is heard. It was when one of the cernogratz family dies here that the wolves came from far and near and howled at the edge of the forest just before the death hour. And the dogs of the castle and the village and all the farms round would bay and howl in fear and anger at the wolf chorus, and as the soul of the dying one left its body a tree would crash down in the park. But for a stranger dying here, of course no wolf would howl and no tree would fall.
It is beautiful that they have come. I am the last von
seem to know
Cernogratz
quite
that
a
will
lot
die
about
in
the
our
von
old
Cernogratz
castle,
legends,
and they have come to sing to
Schmidt.
me.
I did not know that family histories were among the subjects are expert in.
I am a von Cernogratz myself. That is why I know the family history.
Von Cernogratz?
When we became very poor and I had to go out and give teaching lessons, I took another name, but my grandfather spent much of his time as a boy in this castle, and my father used to tell me many stories about it, and, of course, I knew all the family legends. When one has nothing left to one but memories, one guards and dusts them with a special care. I little thought when I took service with you that I should one day come with you to the old home of my family.
It was an impertinence. I don't believe a word of it. She is just Schmidt and nothing more. She has been talking to some of the peasants about the old Cernogratz family and dug up their history and their stories. I suppose her grandfather was a pantry boy or something of the sort in the castle. That part of the story may be true.
Merchant said nothing. He had seen tears in the old woman's eyes when she spoke of guarding her memories.
I shall give her notice to go as soon as the New Year festivities are over. Till then I shall be too busy to manage without her.
Her all the same, for in the cold biting weather after Christmas, the old governess fell ill and kept to her room.
It is most annoying all the time that she has been with us. I cannot remember that she was ever seriously ill, too ill to go about and do her work, I mean. And now, when I have the house full, she goes and break down. One is sorry for her, of course, she looks so withered and shrunken, but it is extremely annoying all the same.
It is the cold, I expect. It has been usually cold this year.
And of course, she is quite old. Why, Whoppy, what is the matter with you?
The small, woolly lapdog had leapt suddenly down from its cushion and crept shivering under the sofa. At the same moment an outburst of angry barking came from the dogs in the castle yard, and other dogs could be heard yapping and barking in the distance.
What is disturbing the animals?
And then the humans, listening intently, heard a long-drawn whining howl, rising and falling, seeming at one moment miles away, at others to come from the foot of the castle walls. All the starved, cold
Wolves.
Wolves.
Hearing this, the Baroness started running, leaving her guests into a narrow cheerless passage, and she saw that the window was open where the governess was sleeping.
Leave it open.
Cernogratz in my family who is going to die in our old castle. I am happy that they have come to sing to me. I want to hear the music. Go away, I am not lonely anymore. She is dying. I suppose we must send for a doctor. And that terrible howling, not for much money would I have such death music.
For any amount of money.
What is that strange sound?
It was a tree falling down.
I think it is the cold that have caused the tree fall down and for the formation of no doubt of wolves.
Weather in the news looked well.
On December 29 died Amalie the last von Cernogratz, the friend of Baron and Baroness Gruebel.